Nosferatu was the first movie in a very long time to leave me completely speechless. Like, I literally could not form a singular sentence afterwards. It was beautiful and weird and full of uncomfortable moments, but also so pretty. So let's get right into a quick and dirty recap of the plot. Thomas and Ellen are newly married. Thomas is sent to broker a real estate deal with the reclusive Count Orlok. Ellen begs him not to go. Thomas gets harassed by the locals on his way up to the castle. Count Orlok sends a carriage to meet him halfway up the mountain, and from here, Thomas is terrified into accidentally nullifying his marriage. Then he tries to kill the Count, and that does not go well. He ends up falling into the freezing river, and simultaneously, Ellen, who has been staying with friends, is having spells of hysteria, which is basically just Nosferatu visiting her in her dreams and then getting freaky with a capital F. It gets so bad that her friends call a doctor, and then the doctor is like, I'm not qualified for this. And then he calls his occultist. And then the occultist, who's played by William Dafoe, is like, damn, girl, you're possessed, cursed, and you have issues. Cut back to Thomas. He washes up on the riverbank and is found by a nun. They nurse him back to health, and then he leaves to save his wife. Sort of. Count Orlok travels to Ellen and brings a plague with him. Thomas gets back to his wife, and then he, the doctor, and the occultist go to kill Nosferatu. But turns out both the occultist and Ellen have figured out that the only way for her to kill him is for her to sleep with him and keep him distracted until sunrise. She does that, and the film ends with an absolutely gorgeously done scene. It was beautiful. So this movie was first and foremost hauntingly beautiful. It had some absolutely wonderful shots, and I cannot express how much it was a feast for my eyes. There were scenes where the lighting had such like a painting-like quality to it, and it made the whole thing so dreamy looking. It literally rivaled Dune Part 2 in cinematics, if not surpassing it. I know, bold statement, but it was just so beautiful. And before I spend the whole video on cinematics, because I will, we need to talk about the plot. I think this film really managed to take that standard Nosferatu plot to the next level. I mean, the fact that she called out in a moment of vulnerability for anyone or anything to ease her loneliness, and what she was met with was evil incarnate, wonderful, scrumptious. It ramps up the Hades and Persephone, maiden and death theme to 10, and it does not apologize one bit throughout this film. In fact, I think it leans into it so much. And the passion in this film between 80% of the characters was peak. I mean, Thomas, with his love for Ellen, the devotion, so good. It really gave off the feel of a gothic horror, which is so hard to do when you lean into the horror. And I know that sounds lame, but they lose the whimsy, the gothic whimsy, when they lean into the horror. But this kept it. It was so fantastical. It had the spooks in there. And I respect the hell out of the director for making Nosferatu a literal walking dead body. Other than that, this movie had the perfect cast. Lily Rose Depp was phenomenal. Nicholas Hoult was wonderful. And I almost crashed out watching his performance. Lovely man. Bill Skarsgård. I swear this man was built for roles like this. He was disturbing. And that seems to be a consistency with him. And William Dafoe and Robert Eggers go together like butter and toast, so you know it was good. He gave it his all. Robert Eggers was giving it his all too. And I was also very surprised to see Aaron Taylor Johnson pop up because I did not watch the trailers, but I think he did a fantastic job. And all in all, this movie gave the most in every department, and it is definitely Rune approved. Also, you're not going to hear this from any other reviewer, but I thought this movie was so funny. There were several scenes that made me laugh really hard. Maybe it's just because I was with my friends, or maybe it's Maybelline. Hashtag not an endorsement. Rune out.